this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! Anyway, for more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, make sure you click on that subscribe button and then hit the bell thingy, and you'll be the first to be notified when my videos are released, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so today I've got my new Dove of Hope Christmas Slimline Sliding Card. Isn't this cool? So this is what we're gonna make today. Yay! And here is the inside. So this one's a little interesting. So we're gonna be using the Dove of Hope stamp set. We are also going to use the dies from Detailed Dove and also World Map, just the dies. So let's go ahead and get to it. Now this is a slimline card. So the measurements on this are 8 by 9, and then you score on the 8 part in the middle, so it's 4 is the score line. So what you're going to get is this. So it's 8 by 9. The score line, of course, is on the 8 part, and it folds right in half. So that is the measurement for a slimline card. It will fit perfectly in the number 10 business size envelope. So just like this, that you can get like at Office Depot or wherever. So just like that. So now we're gonna take this and let's do the inside because that's the easiest. So what you're gonna take is a piece of gold foil, and this gold foil is gonna be an 8.5 by 3.5. So let's go ahead. Now I didn't here just because I'm being lazy. You can cut out this whole middle piece of your gold and save it and use it on something else, because you only get 2 sheets of gold foil in a pack, and you know it can get pretty pricey. But go ahead and lay that down, and then we're going to take from Brightly Gleaming this DS paper, and it's so perfect with the dove, you know, just going to the planet there. I thought the stars were good. So this Brightly Gleaming is an 8 by 3. Now both on the inside and the front of the card, these 2 pieces, the gold and the Brightly Gleaming, are the same size. So that's nice. And then you're going to take a piece of shimmer white, and this is going to be cut 7.5 by 2.5. And the reason why I chose the shimmer white is because, you know, it's a Christmas card and the shimmery is really pretty. Plus, we're going to be doing a little coloring here. So that is the paper for the inside. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of the stamping. And from our Dove of Hope stamp set, you've got this sentiment here: may your season be filled with all the wonder and blessings of Christmas. So let's go ahead and stamp that up. And we're going to be using Night of Navy because that's what, and I didn't tell you this, this is Night of Navy. So we're going to keep the ink and the paper the same, and we're going to stamp this up and go ahead, and I'm going to put it all the way over on the left. There we go. Now we're going to take the little dove from Dove of Hope, and we're going to stamp that up in Balmy Blue, and just put that one right here. And now I'm going to take my Wink Stella, and I am going to just color in that bird. That Wink Stella will give that extra little shimmer to the little birdie here and make it pretty. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some blending pens, and I'm going to take the real red, and I'm going to fill in the berry. I'm going to take the dark old olive and do the leaves. And I'm going to take the dark mango melony and fill in the beak. So that's the inside of the card. That's the easy part. Now to the front part, we're going to go ahead and put our gold on. And like I said, this is the same measurement as inside. So it's going to be the 8.5 by 3.5. And we can go ahead and put this on. Now for the slider part. So what I need to do is I need to cut that long rectangle in this box. And actually on this side, I don't cut in for an inch, and this side is actually 1.5 inches because this is a bit wider than the bird is taking up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a ruler, and going horizontal here, I'm going to mark with a pencil 1.5 inches. So line it up here, here's 1.5 inches, and just make a pencil mark there, and there, and let's just, because you can erase this, there, just to give you an idea of where to stop. Okay, and then on the other side, we're going to mark at 6.5, because I want 1.5 inches on this side and 1 inch where the bird is. So 6.5, we're just giving ourselves a stopping point when we cut it, or a starting point. Okay, now I'm going to grab my cutter here, and okay, so this is 3 inches wide. We want this in the middle, so that would be 1.5 inches if you were to just cut it straight down the middle. But what we're going to do is we're going to make this opening 1 inch. So this opening is 1 inch. So here we are at 1.5 inches. I'm going to take 1/2 on this side and 1/2 on that side. So I'm going to go over to the 2. And now I'm going to look for that line. So I found my line, and it's right here. And then I'm going to look for the other line on the other side, which is right here. Okay. And then go back to that 1.5 inches. And we're going to go the other direction, 1/2 inch. So now I'm going to the 1. Okay, I'm going to look for the lines that we drew in here, take it down to that line, and then all the way up to the other line, which is about right here. Okay, lift this up. Then I'm going to go 1.5 inches, which is right here. And if you want to put your cutter in the middle, then at least you know where it is. Now, once you start moving that cutter, you can kind of feel where the other one intersects, and then bring it down to do the same thing. Okay, and you can always lift it up and see where you were, and looks like it's looking good. Now we're going to do the other side, and put your flap down. I always start in between and then start to cut. Now this side is good because you know where that inch is, because there's a line here, and go down, and you can kind of feel it going into the groove of the other cut. There we go. And this is what you've got. So we just made that cut, and it will coordinate with this side, the 1.5 inches on this side and the inch on this side. Then I cut a piece of shimmery white, 7 by 2 inches, and I just plopped it there in the middle. And you're not gonna see it, so you don't have to worry about it too much. You should probably put this against to make sure you got it right, but go ahead and put that there. Now that we've got the top part made, I need to make the pull. The pull is going to be a 7.5 by 1.5. So I've already cut that all out. Then I'm going to take the detailed trio punch, and I'm going to make the one end round and put the little hole in it. So with the detailed trio punch, we're going to use this rounding part right here. So take one side of it, make sure it's all the way against the little bumper here, and it's all the way in. And when you punch this, you punch in the middle. So we're going to put our hand like this and punch in the middle. So that looks really nice. Now we're going to take the other side, put it against the bumper, which is right here, pull it all the way in, and punch in the middle again. So that makes that. And if it doesn't look completely round, just do it again, and boom. Now we're going to make that little hole. So the little hole's right here, and there's a line that shows you where the middle is. So when you put your paper in, line it up, just kind of eyeball where you think the middle is, And of course, put your hand in the middle of the punch and bring down, and you got your hole. So this thing is awesome. Okay, now to make the little bumpers inside of the card, because that's what's going on here. These are all up on those adhesive strips, the foam adhesive strips. So it's 141825. I'll have this in my video details, and you can click right on it and place an order. It goes right to my Stampin' Up site. So we need to make sure this goes in the middle, and I made it also to end right about there, so you can see the hole, the gold through the hole there. So we're going to do this. We're just gonna kind of line it up where we want it. So put it on your card, put this like right there, and line that up in the middle like so. And that's where we want our bumpers. So go ahead and pull it up, turn it over, and then we're going to take some of these adhesive strips. Now I want to put some on the very end of the card. So I'm going to put all the way here and then all the way here. And I am pulling it up from the end a little bit because I want to put another bumper there at the end. So now you've got the two sides. You need to flip it over and make sure that you didn't, you're not going to put the wrong end on the wrong side. So this should be one, this should be 1.5. So this is the opening that has to have this going through. So on this side, you can close it all up. So let's put a bumper here and a bumper here. Also, we need to know where that slide is going to end. So this is going back to what we did before. Lay it down here. Make sure that you got it in the middle, and you want the gold to poke through that hole. So right here, take another piece of the adhesive and make like a little bumper. So we want you to stop there. So you flip it over, make sure that you got it in the right place, which looks good. Alrighty, and then you want to also give it a guide on the sides as well, so it's not just going out of control. So you can kind of flip it over, make sure you're all covered. Make sure that hole's poking out. And then I'm gonna put a guide here. Just see how the mechanism is working. And originally I had a little T formed here to make it stop at the end. I had a bumper going out, but I don't need that because there's actually a bumper under the bird. The bird is going to stop it right at the planet there, so we don't need to do that. So if you want, also take a little couple and put them at the ends. This is what it's going to look like. So you bumper all around the edge. You make sure you line this up so it's hitting in the right spot when it ends like this, and put a bumper there. So you got your little circle coming out. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle or not really too much because it's all the same pattern, and put your bumpers here. Next, we're going to go ahead, and I ripped off all the little tapes, and I'm going to position it here right in the middle. And you could take your sliding piece and just put it through the opening, and you're all good. So this opens just like that. Now we're going to take the die from World Map, and you're going to grab the circle for the die, and you're going to grab whichever part of the world you want, and you're going to die cut one in the gold foil, and you're going to die cut this in Night of Navy. Grab your fine tip glue, and I like using the fine tip glue because if you snail it and you put it in an envelope, all those little you know, glue thingies might stick to your envelope. So I'm gonna fine tip glue this on to the Night of Navy, and I'll be right back. Once you've glued that together, go ahead and put a couple dimensionals on and line it up onto your piece. Make sure you're not hitting the slider, you're just hitting this piece. That's why this piece is 1.5 inches and this one's only 1 inch. So just make sure you're not on the slider. Take it up to the edge of that frame and apply it so. On to the flying dove. So grab the flying dove out of Dove of Hope, and we're gonna stamp it in Balmy Blue. So go ahead, and I like to put my stamp pad on top of my Stampin' Pad. That, and just go ahead and give them a good stamp. And this is shimmery white. Just to take a piece of scrap shimmery white. Take your die cut from Detailed Dove, and we're gonna line it up, and we're going to tape it, because if you don't tape it, sometimes these things move in the die cutter. So line it up real good and tape it. Now I've been using, since the purple tape now is terrible, they changed it and it's the worst. So I've been using the yellow painter's tape. It's for fragile woods and stuff like that. So I'm going to die cut this and I'll be right back. That came out perfect. So now I want to go ahead and take my Wink of Stella again and color that in. So I'm going to color her up and I'll be right back. Now that she's all Wink of Stella'd up, we're going to take some regular dimensionals and the mini dimensionals. And you're going to line up where that's just going to kind of hit just on the slider, not the frame, on the slider. And you're going to put 2 dimensionals of the big ones on the body, and you're going to take 3 of the mini dimensionals on that wing, about right here where it changes. Put 3 under there, because what we're doing is we're actually making the wing the stopper. So it stops because of these dimensionals right here. So we're going to take this now and kind of look where all your dimensionals, I've already taken all the paper off and everything. And we're going to line this up so when you pull it, you're not seeing the end of the slide at all. You're just seeing the white behind it. So right about, and you can pull it up if you want. You want them to go up a little bit. I want her to go up a little bit. And there. So when you pull it, it's going to stop right at the globe. For the sentiment, you're going to use Peace, Joy, and Love from Dove of Hope. And we're going to, first of all, we're going to open this up and get it to where it stops at the globe here with that bumper. And then that's where you want to position where your stamp is. So take your Knight of Navy and stamp that all up. And we're going to put it right, make sure there's like no ink on your block here. So I got a little bit, because we're going to go right up against that dove and place it right in the middle. Make sure you have your Stampin' Pad or something underneath and get a nice good stamp out of it. And there we go. And now there's only one thing to do left. That's the pull tag right here, the little gold tag. And this, it comes in that set. It's the Wonder of the Season. So a nice gold thin rope here, and it comes with this beautiful green ribbon. This will be in my my instructions down below too. So if you want to order on it, just click on that and go right to my site. So this is easy. I just kind of do it easy. I originally did like a tassel, which was kind of cool, but it was kind of bulky and it fell off. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and make a loop, and we're going to stick it through the hole here and bring in the ends and pull pretty good, and then cut off whatever excess. Now I made this 7 inches. You can make it probably 6 or so and it'll be fine. And that is the card. So this is a pretty cool card. And if you liked my video, please put a comment that you liked it. If you're a first-time subscriber and you put in a comment and with your email address, you have to put your email address, you could win the demo card. I'll stick this in the mail for you. So please subscribe, please write a comment, do all those great things. Then that'll do it. Thanks. Bye.